I've studied thousands of sales funnels. It's almost sad at this point, to be honest. It's literally all I do every single day. So in today's video, I'm going to break down a specific one that I've literally just picked from my CRM. So someone who potentially wanted to have their funnel improved, I picked it randomly. I'm just going to break it down for you and talk about how they could massively improve the conversion rates of their funnel. That's the idea. If you don't know me already though, and you're new to the channel, my name is Reuben Shears. I have an online funnel building agency called Optimally that you can check out in the description if you want to. That I've been building and scaling in public in these daily upload videos. This is video 94 of 100. After 100, we will drop it to weekly, increase the quality, and then go from there. But for now, this is good for building my confidence on camera, my ability to speak, present, articulate myself, at least sometimes anyway. So that's what we'll try and do in this video. So without further ado, let's dive straight in. Hopefully that's working. It is. There we go. So what I've got here is just, I pulled a screenshot literally of their website. I picked a random one. It was the first one I picked, loaded it up, and it was like, okay, I'm just going to, for today's video, break this down and talk about things that can be improved specifically about this funnel. I've noticed that the screenshot is a little bit blurry, but you're still going to get the idea of what I'm talking about. So these guys seem to build custom software and AI solutions, presumably for businesses that have products. I guess that's what it is, based on what I've read here. It's not a terrible headline, which is the first thing, obviously, that you read when you get on the page. I'm going to change the color that I'm using here. But it isn't outcome-based at all. So that may be the tangible deliverable that they are giving to their ideal clients, but they can't actually explain clearly what the tangible result is that they're going to get from that. So that's the first thing I notice about this funnel, and that it's in the center of the screen. It's got good contrast, which is fine. And then we have a description underneath, which is also fine, a bit of a sub-headline. I don't mind this at all. It gives a bit of an extra explanation of that. However, there are literally like 3 random call to actions here, which is not good, right? We want a singular call to action because we want people to go down a linear funnel, right? We don't want them clicking all different places on the entire funnel. We just want them to go down one specific route so they get to the next stage, right? So I would remove the majority of these buttons here, pick one and make it like learn more or book in for a call or whatever that is, right? I would also remove all these links at the top because they're giving people options to go to other pages. Fine if you've got a blog, right? But just keep it separate to the funnel and don't have any links like at the top, if that makes sense. And then we've got whatever these call to actions are here. Presumably, again, there's kind of 2 main ones here. We don't want that. We just want a singular button that would take them to the same point that one of these buttons would as well. The other thing that I've noticed is that we obviously have this stock image in the background of it looks like VR, right? I'm not sure if that's the look they're going for, because I don't quite understand what the relevance of that is. But ideally, we would have the headline up here. I'm going to remove all this stuff now because it's probably getting in the way. We would have a headline up here because it's the first thing you read at the top, rather than having kind of white space here is what we call it in design. And then I would have a big fat video in the middle that is explaining the service and what it actually is, because I don't fully get it at the moment. And then the call to action would be straight underneath. That is what the VSL page should look like. And that's the stuff above the fold, right? So that's the viewport. So this arrow that I've drawn here would be the height of someone's screen, right? It's what we call 100 VH, which is 100% of the screen height vertically. So we want all of this stuff really to be included above the fold without them even scrolling, including the button that they should click to go to the next stage of the funnel, which is probably scheduling an appointment, etc. That's my advice for the homepage. I don't mind the kind of contrast. That's fine. A lot of people make the mistakes with that, but that's pretty good from there. And I wouldn't have these like slider things to change the image because it's just terrible user experience on the website. I would just keep it some sort of like plainish background with this video in place. That's how I would change the hero section of this site specifically and get across who we are, what we do, and the transformation we provide within the first 5 seconds of someone landing on the page. Then underneath, we've got kind of, I guess, more about the services. So they've got these different offers, right? Fixed project engagements, team, augmentation. So I guess these are just features of like what they're selling, right? It's not bad, but it's not very helpful because we can actually stick that in the video and then have social proof building kind of elements, trust building elements underneath here. So it could be companies that they worked with before, video or text case studies of results that they've got for people. And then all of this really can be replaced underneath. There's just way too much text, as you can see. No one's reading all this. Like, I'm definitely not reading this even in this video where I'm breaking down the funnel. It's just a waste of my time and it's a waste of your time as well. And so it will be for the user that lands on the website. So what we want to really tailor is how can we get across the most amount of information in a short period of time on a landing page or a website so it reduces friction for the user. And that at the moment is through video, just because that's how people are used to consuming information, through scrolling all day, watching YouTube, that sort of stuff. So we have to adhere to this kind of buying preference rather than making people read kind of thousands of words. Obviously, it goes without saying, this text is way too small anyway. We want nothing really smaller than 20 height pixels, if that makes sense. Technologies, I don't mind that. It builds a bit of like trust, just showing the companies that you use. I don't think that's a terrible thing, but it can go underneath like it is down here. It can stay down there. The main thing is showcasing the service through a video format and the offer headline, the call to action, and then having case studies underneath, because that's the only thing that helps people basically make the decision of whether they want to work with you. That's the improvements that I would make to this landing page specifically. And they could do all of this and implement this within literally a few days and see significant results from doing so, because I'm willing to bet, well, basically all my money in my bank, that they get no one opting in for, this contact us page or whatever. And I know for a fact, actually, from them filling out the form to work with me, right, that their income isn't quite where they want it to be. So if you guys are watching this video, it's actually your business by coincidence, then let's see if we can fix this for you and build this out for you. By the way, if this isn't your business, but you want this done for you, then you can go to the link in description and get us to build funnels for you, because it's literally all we do every day, like I said before. So if you're looking to do that, you can definitely do so. Those are tweaks I would make, to be honest, because the pages that we build are actually extremely simple in structure, for the reason that we want people to know exactly what they're doing when they land on this page. At the moment, it's pretty clear that they don't. And it's very, very messy. So let's go back to the start. Logo's fine at the top. There's not really any other changes I would make other than just making everything more simple, like I said, and adhering to that structure. Other than that, though, I think that's how I'm going to wrap up today's video. Hopefully that was a little helpful breakdown of how I would improve things. Different type of video, kind of experimenting with that at the moment as we come to the end of the daily update videos to decide how I'm going to structure the ones going forward. But to end the video as normal, let's track our growth on YouTube and LinkedIn. 9675 on LinkedIn and 186 on YouTube, which is the same as yesterday, which is fine though. There's my growth on YouTube over time. There's my growth on LinkedIn over time. I appreciate everyone who's kind of following along with the journey and the building public stuff. If you want to watch another one of these videos, then you can absolutely do so. I'm definitely not going to object to that by clicking the button or the video right on the screen here. It should give you some value, and I will catch you in the next one tomorrow.